Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Penta has been dominating Monday Night Raw since he arrived in WWE. He is currently embroiled in a heated feud with Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne. Although he has managed to have the upper hand until now, things could be different tonight. The former AEW star might approach Adam Pearce with a bold demand, which could put the general manager in a dilemma. Pearce could make a shocking handicap match official between El Zero Miedo and the team of Kaiser and Dunne next week. The luchador has become a common enemy for the duo on Raw lately. Despite their efforts, neither of the two superstars has been able to defeat him. Penta is set to face Pete Dunne in a singles match tonight on the show. There is a good possibility that Ludwig Kaiser may interfere during the bout and attack the Mexican star to avenge the loss he suffered last week. In a shocking turn of events, both Kaiser and Dunne could join forces and unleash a beatdown on El Zero Miedo. In the aftermath of the attack, the luchador could request Adam Pearce to give him a handicap match against the duo. The Stamford-based promotion has seemingly abandoned handicap matches in recent years. Therefore, if Pearce decides to bring it back for next week, it could potentially break WWE's unspoken rule against sanctioning such stipulation matches. Introducing such a stipulation would add depth to the ongoing feud between Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and Penta. Should the luchador manage to secure a victory in a handicap match, it would solidify his status as a formidable force in WWE, further elevating his persona in the company. Moreover, the last handicap match in WWE took place on June 27, 2022, on Raw, where Bobby Lashley faced off against the Alpha Academy. Penta has been thriving against Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne on Monday Night Raw. The luchador has secured significant victory over both the stars in the past few weeks, creating a compelling dynamic. Therefore, fans have been wondering whether WWE intends to continue this rivalry up until WrestleMania 41. Since suffering embarrassing losses against the 40-year-old star, both Kaiser and Dunne have been seething for revenge. Last week on Raw, both superstars hinted towards forming a potential alliance and seeking retribution from El Zero Miedo. Hence, Triple H let creative might decide to stretch this rivalry to April. WWE could introduce other stars like Rey Mysterio or Dragon Lee as potential allies for Penta, adding more depth to the feud on the road to WrestleMania 41. Moreover, the company could showcase a series of matches between the rivals on Monday Night Raw. This could gradually escalate tensions and ultimately culminate in a blockbuster tag team match at the grandest stage of them all. It will be interesting to see how the story unfolds for Penta on Monday Night Raw from here on. The WWE Universe is no stranger to shocking twists, surprising moments, and plot lines that leave fans talking for weeks. But imagine a scenario where WWE authority figure Adam Pearce breaks a long-standing, sacred rule, something that completely shakes the foundation of the WWE, all to create an unexpected and jaw-dropping turn of events for Pentagon Jr. In a storyline that would elevate both Pearce and Penta into new dimensions of their characters, let's explore what might happen if Adam Pearce crossed the line, forcing Penta into a shocking twist on Raw. This story will delve into the motivations, risks, and incredible possibilities that could arise if Pearce broke the rules, taking control of a situation that spirals out of his hands and into the chaos of Raw. A new authority. Adam Pearce's desperation for control. As WWE's Senior Vice President of Talent Relations and the authority figure on Raw, Adam Pearce has always been a man of rule and order. His job has always been about ensuring the company's operations run smoothly, calling the shots, enforcing contracts, and maintaining some semblance of fairness, even in a world where chaos often reigns supreme. However, as the weeks go by, the atmosphere in WWE is shifting. Some superstars are beginning to show contempt for authority. They've begun bending the rules and challenging Pearce's authority at every turn. Pearce, not one to sit idly by, finds himself losing control, but he's also growing more and more frustrated with his inability to maintain the level of respect and order he once commanded. As a result, Pearce begins to contemplate a more drastic approach, something that would send a message, something that would silence any insubordination. To achieve that, he needs to deal with one of the most unpredictable and dangerous superstars on the roster, Penta el Zero Miedo. The former Lucha Underground champion has earned a reputation for his brutal, high-flying style and his defiance of authority. Pearce, already in a precarious position as a perceived weak figurehead, knows that to maintain control, he needs to make an example out of someone, and Penta, with his calculated violence and reckless abandon, makes him the perfect target. Penta's rising impact, a champion in the making. Penta's journey in WWE has been nothing short of extraordinary. Coming from a background of success in promotions like AIA and AEW, Penta's arrival in WWE was met with high expectations. He quickly proved himself in singles and tag team competition, but it was his unpredictable nature and undeniable charisma that set him apart. His iconic Zero Miedo chant became synonymous with fearlessness and defiance. However, it was his new rivalry with WWE's Elite that cemented his spot as one of the most dangerous threats on Raw. Penta has gained a reputation for disrupting matches, causing chaos, and standing up to authority figures. Week after week, he's done the unthinkable, shocking the audience with his no-nonsense approach to warfare in the squared circle. Whether it's using his signature fear-inducing mask, his trademark fearless style, or his ability to manipulate the psychological warfare of his opponents, Penta has quickly made himself one of the most unpredictable and unmanageable stars on the roster. The breaking point, Pearce's desperate move. As tensions continue to rise, Pearce realizes that his position is becoming untenable. Every time he tries to enforce a rule, or put someone in their place, superstars like Penta are pushing back harder and harder. It's at this moment that Pearce begins to hatch a plan that would force Penta to fall in line, regardless of the consequences. For Pearce, this is more than just a power play. This is about sending a message to the entire locker room. If Penta can be put in his place, if Pearce can outmaneuver the fan-favorite star, he can restore his position as the unquestioned authority figure of Raw. And the moment to strike will come at an unexpected time, a time when Penta is at his most vulnerable, or so Pearce believes. The twist, the forbidden match. The stage is set on a seemingly routine episode of Raw. The show is buzzing with anticipation as Penta, fresh off a thrilling match, is about to take part in a special segment. Pearce has announced that he will make a major announcement that will affect the future of Raw, and fans are speculating about everything from championship opportunities to major roster changes. However, no one expects what's about to unfold. As the cameras cut backstage, Pearce steps into the arena with an air of authority. The crowd goes silent in anticipation. Pearce, without missing a beat, makes the unexpected announcement, "Tonight, we will have a match unlike any other. Penta el Zero Miedo will face off against himself, a forbidden match, a test of willpower and endurance, and a fight that no one saw coming." Pearce's voice is calm but menacing. The crowd is in shock. Forbidden match? A match against himself? What does that even mean? The tension is palpable as Pearce continues, revealing that Penta will face an evil version of himself, an entity created by a dark force that has been lurking in the shadows for months. The match, which Pearce claims to have created through a powerful set of backstage negotiations, will see Penta fight an alter ego of himself. This twist, though unheard of in WWE, crosses a forbidden line. Pearce is threatening the very fabric of the Penta's identity. By forcing Penta to fight against an evil version of himself, Pearce is manipulating the match not just for entertainment, but as a means to break Penta's psyche. Penta's response: struggling with identity. For Penta, this announcement is more than a challenge, it is a psychological and emotional battleground. Known for his fierce loyalty to his true self, Penta faces the ultimate test of his resolve. Who is he really? What does it mean to be himself in a world where authority figures can create false versions of his identity to break him down? On the outside, Penta remains silent, but it's clear that the match has shaken him. Throughout the night, he avoids the inevitable confrontation with the evil doppelganger. When the time finally comes, the arena is enveloped in darkness, the sound of eerie music filling the air, creating a sense of dread. Then, from the shadows, emerges the sinister version of Penta, a creature wearing a twisted version of Penta's mask, his eyes glowing with malevolent intent. This darker reflection of Penta is everything he fears, an embodiment of his own rage and darkness, something he's tried to suppress for years. The match is not just physical, it's a test of his emotional strength and control. The forbidden match, a battle of identity. The match is brutal from the start. Penta fights like a man possessed, but his doppelganger is every bit as vicious, taunting him and mimicking his every move. The psychological warfare is unbearable. Penta tries to fight back, but every time he attempts a high-flying move, his dark counterpart counters it with an even more destructive version. The crowd watches in horror as Penta seems to struggle against his own mind. Midway through the match, Pearce watches from backstage with a smirk on his face. He believes he's won. He's forced Penta into a situation he can't escape, and he knows that if Penta loses, it will be a devastating blow to his character. But what Pearce didn't account for was the strength of Penta's will. The shocking twist: Pearce crosses the line. The turning point of the match comes when Penta, pushed to his limits, finally breaks free of his doppelganger's hold. The crowd erupts as he regains control, only for him to look directly into the camera and shout at Pearce. Penta challenges the authority figure, calling him a coward for hiding behind the scenes and manipulating the situation for his own gain. In a shocking moment, Penta makes the ultimate sacrifice. He chooses to face Pearce, not the doppelganger, but Pearce doesn't back down. He reveals the ultimate betrayal. He has been orchestrating the events of the match from the beginning. The real twist comes when Pearce reveals that the true test of the match was never about fighting the doppelganger, but rather breaking Penta's resolve. Pearce intended to manipulate Penta's sense of self, leading him down a dark path where the fight wasn't about winning, but about understanding that Pearce controlled him all along. The shocking betrayal is clear. Pearce has gone too far. The match is no longer just about Penta's victory, but about the very future of his character. As Pearce tries to humiliate Penta by holding a microphone to his face and demanding that Penta bow down to him, Penta surprises everyone. He doesn't succumb to the defeat Pearce had hoped for. Instead, Penta fights back harder than ever before, throwing everything he has at Pearce and his forces. The Raw episode ends with Penta standing tall, his mask now drenched in blood, but his spirit unbroken, while Pearce looks on, stunned and disbelieving that his plan has backfired. It's clear that the war between Pearce and Penta is far from over, but one thing is for sure: the future of Raw will never be the same again. Conclusion: the fallout and unpredictability of the future. The aftermath of this shocking twist would echo through Raw for weeks to come. Adam Pearce, having overstepped his authority, would find himself in a precarious position, facing not only Penta's wrath, but also the skepticism of the WWE locker room. For Penta, the match would serve as a pivotal moment in his career, shaping him into an even more dangerous force in the WWE. The dark twist of identity and the clash with Pearce would ultimately make Penta even more unpredictable and feared, cementing his status as a dominant force in a world where rules are often bent and broken. The actions of Adam Pearce would set the stage for a new era in WWE, one where authority is questioned, and the line between control and chaos is more blurred than ever before. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.